energy and manufacturing customers and products produce a lot of data. And so visual data science is about visual first analysis of those data to understand or identify insights. Oftentimes we call it spot the fire in the data. Now, as you find the insight, you want to understand what is the nature of it. What's the root cause of an anomaly? Or how do you detect an anomaly in the first place? When you've got lots of data coming in on a time series or from multiple dimensions, how do I do monitoring and surveillance of those data after I've found the insight so I can take an action and have an impact on the economics or the performance of the equipment? You know, if you can extend the equipment life or increase production or reduce costs, understand the maintenance requirements and just make the whole thing more efficient. So this has applications in demand-driven supply or smart grids, manufacturing systems, all the way from high-tech manufacturing to equipment manufacturing. Basically any system in operations that you want to improve the uptime, the capacity, the service level. We're able to look at lots of data interactively and visually, and then find out what are the insights, what are the root causes of the insights, what are the anomalies, how to address them through our software. Gen AI has lots of applications in energy, manufacturing. For example, just general Q&A. Like for example, say perplexity application where you're asking a question and getting back an answer on fresh data. So also interrogating the data itself. So find me an optimal value of a certain function, or just asking questions about the data. Find me an outlier or an anomaly. Explaining the data. So if you want to explain what's happening in a visual or in a combination of visuals or a data table, just to interrogate that data and explain it makes for a good combination. Now, in the context of our Spotfire Copilot, we also use Gen AI to generate the visuals. I mentioned we have a visual data science approach, visual first data science approach. So you have a lot of data, you might first want to visualize it to help understand the data. You might also, once you visualize the data, ask the Gen AI system, or the Copilot in our case, to generate some visuals, to plot those data. And in combination with generating the visuals, you might want to generate some data science algorithms. They might be things to understand the failures as a function of time in service of equipment, or they might be anomalies on multivariate data you're measuring across time at a certain cross-sectional set of data. So interrogating data, generating visuals, generating data science functions, these are all things that are very helpful. Now, you might also want to get a tip on how to use the software. Our software, for example, you might ask a question, how do I do this sort of graph or this sort of algorithm inside of the Spotfire? So that's where I think the Copilot really kind of gets its name. And then sometimes your data is buried in text or log files. How do you get that out? How do you convert that to numeric data in a table that you can then create a visual or data science analysis on top of that? So we see just lots of applications of generative AI in both data and hardware and software, data feeds and analytics for the kind of visual data science approach that we're taking to get insights on data and take actions on those insights. Well, we have a very active Spotfire community that includes an exchange where you can get visualizations, data science functions, data connectors, and tools and tips for how to bring your data into the software, visualize it, analyze it, do the visual data science process. So community.spotfire.com is a great resource. And then the website, spotfire.com, features a demo gallery where we have a lot of different applications. All the things I've been talking about here, so predictive maintenance, condition-based maintenance, anomaly detection, root cause analysis, time series time series analysis, multivariate time series. Those sorts of things are in live demonstrations on spotfire.com.